The most expensive hotels in the world are not the ones you see online. They are not trending on social media. They are not filled with influencers. And they are rarely mentioned in the way most luxury travel destinations are described. In fact, visibility is almost a warning sign. Because at a certain level of wealth, luxury stops being something you display. It becomes something you protect. The idea of staying somewhere recognizable, somewhere publicly documented, starts to lose appeal. Not because the hotels are less impressive, but because attention itself becomes a risk. So a quiet shift happens in the background of luxury travel. The most exclusive hotels begin to disappear from the internet, not because they are hidden, but because the people who use them prefer it that way. And that is where modern luxury begins to change shape. Luxury used to be visible. It was something you could photograph, share, and recognize instantly. Hotels competed on design, scale, and reputation. The goal was attention. But social media changed the equation completely. Once every luxury experience became content, visibility stopped being exclusive. It became exposure. And for high net worth individuals, that shift mattered. Because what was once prestige slowly turned into predictability. The same locations, the same angle, the same viral hotels repeated across every feed. So a quiet reversal began. The people with the most access started moving away from the most visible places, not because they stopped valuing luxury, but because they stopped valuing being seen. And in that shift, a new kind of travel emerged, one built around absence. There is a reason certain names rarely appear in mainstream conversation, yet dominate private travel networks. Aman Resorts operates on a different philosophy entirely. There are no loud entrances, no unnecessary branding, no attempt to dominate the skyline or attract attention from the outside world. Instead, the architecture does something unusual. It blends in. In many locations, you don't immediately recognize the property as a hotel at all. It feels more like a private residence that happens to exist in a carefully chosen environment. That design choice is intentional, because Aman is not trying to impress the public. It is designed for people who want to remove themselves from it. Silence is part of the product. And privacy is not an added feature. It is the foundation. In contrast, some luxury hotels exist within cities, but operate with the same principle of control. Cheval Blanc Paris represents a different side of quiet luxury travel. Here, visibility is not removed entirely. It is managed. Every part of the experience is designed to limit exposure without reducing comfort. Movement is discreet. Access is controlled. Interaction is minimized. Even in a city like Paris, one of the most photographed places in the world, the experience inside feels detached from the outside noise. You are technically present in one of the busiest cultural centers on Earth, but operationally, you are isolated from it. And that contrast is the real product, not luxury in the traditional sense, but separation from everything surrounding it. Luxury hotels are rarely placed randomly. Their locations follow a pattern. Remote coastlines, private islands, mountain regions, controlled environments where access is limited by geography itself. The reason is not just aesthetic, it is strategic. Distance creates privacy, isolation reduces visibility, and geography becomes the first layer of security. These places are not designed for convenience. They are designed for containment. Once you arrive, the outside world feels structurally distant, not just physically, but mentally. And that distance becomes part of the experience. Because in modern luxury travel, location is not just where you go, it is what you are removed from. Mainstream luxury hotels have a different problem. They are too visible. Famous names attract cameras, influencers, and predictable social patterns. What was once exclusive becomes repeatable. And what becomes repeatable loses its psychological edge. For ultra-wealthy guests, that predictability is a form of exposure. Being seen in the wrong context can reduce the value of privacy elsewhere. So preferences shift, away from recognizable brands, away from viral locations, away from anything that can be easily traced or anticipated. Instead, the focus moves toward discretion, not just in service, but in reputation. Because in quiet luxury travel, the goal is no longer to be associated with a place. It is to pass through it without leaving a public trace. What most people see as a hotel is only the surface. The real system begins before you even arrive. At this level of luxury travel, the experience is not defined by rooms or suites. It is defined by coordination. Private transfers that never appear on public booking platforms. Side entrances that are never photographed. Arrival schedules adjusted to avoid overlap with other guests. Entire movements designed around invisibility. This is where the concierge layer becomes the real product. Not recommendations, not service, but control. Guests are not checking in the traditional sense. They are being absorbed into a managed environment where every detail is already aligned before they step inside. And the more seamless it feels, the less visible the system actually is. Because in ultra-luxury travel, the best service is the one you never notice happening. Modern hotels are often built to be photographed. But in this world, the design logic is reversed. Nothing is optimized for content. Lighting is natural, not dramatic. Spaces are open, not staged. Interiors are calm, not attention-seeking. Even sound design matters. Silence is not accidental. It is engineered. There is no pressure to document anything, and in many cases, no incentive to. This creates a different psychological state for the guest. Instead of thinking about how a moment looks, you start experiencing how it feels. And over time, something subtle happens. The absence of recording becomes part of the luxury itself. Because when nothing is captured, everything becomes temporary. And what is temporary starts to feel more valuable. At the highest level of wealth, luxury stops being about visibility. It becomes about control over attention, not attracting it, avoiding it. The ability to move through spaces without recognition starts to carry more value than the spaces themselves. Because attention, once constant, becomes exhausting. So privacy transforms into a form of comfort, and invisibility becomes a status signal that cannot be easily replicated. This is where quiet luxury travel separates from traditional luxury. It is no longer about showing access. It is about removing friction from existence. No interruptions, no exposure, no external pressure, just controlled absence. And in that absence, a new definition of luxury begins to form. One that is almost invisible from the outside, but extremely precise on the inside. Luxury travel is slowly splitting into two completely different worlds. The first is visible luxury, designed for content, built for recognition, shared instantly, consumed quickly, and replaced just as fast. The second is invisible luxury, designed to avoid attention entirely. No signage, no digital footprint, no unnecessary exposure, just structured privacy. And this second category is growing faster than most people realize, because as more of the world becomes documented, the value of what is undocumented increases. Hotels are beginning to adapt, not by adding more features, but by removing visibility. And what emerges is a new competitive advantage, not scale, not design, but discretion. Luxury travel is no longer just about where you stay. It is about what stays unseen. The most exclusive hotels are not competing for attention. They are competing for silence, for separation from public life, for environments that cannot be easily replicated, or shared. And in that shift, luxury has changed shape completely. It is no longer defined by spectacle, but by absence. The less you see it, the more valuable it becomes. If you enjoy quiet luxury storytelling like this, subscribe for more hidden systems shaping modern wealth and travel culture.